Hello Ratbags, it's Jade Plays Games back once again with a mini access show. We're taking a look at the Conan Exiles Taming update. I told you guys about this only yesterday and the fact that DLC is coming this week as well. Well, we've got even more information about when that's going to be happening. It looks like it's going to be available today. If you're looking to get hold of that DLC, it's going to be Central Eastern Time, I do believe, 1 PM. So I believe that's around 6 PM UK time. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but that's when it should be live and you should be able to buy the brand new DLC. It is the Jewel of the West pack. It basically adds a a Roman influenced look. Greek, Roman, it still looks pretty similar to me, but it's got loads of new pieces, 39 building pieces, 15 brand new armor pieces, 9 new weapons, 5 new war paints and 25 new placeables. So, if you're on the PS4, the Xbox One or PC, this should be available at 1 PM CEST time. I will take a look at that in some sort of live stream later tonight. Maybe we'll do a little build on it. So make sure you tune in on YouTube around 8 PM, I reckon we'll have a little look at that. But for me, this is the real stuff. We've been wondering what's happening with taming, exactly how it all's going to work. What are the limits of what pets can do and the creatures? I told you guys a few weeks ago you're going to be able to pretty much tame every creature in the game. Well, there is a list. There is a definite list of what you can tame, and it does look like mounts aren't a thing yet. Now don't get too excited, this won't be implemented this week, it might not even be next week. It's looking around the 16th to go on the test live server on PC, so we may not get this content update for Xbox One and the PS4 until the end of the month. I reckon around the 20th, maybe like 27th of August, the next week after. That's if it all goes well. If it doesn't go well and there's problems on test live server, we may not see this content come to console or PC completely until the very end of the month or start of next. But let's take a look at the pet system and what it really means, and the brand new god, Jabal Sag, how it's all going to connect to the pet system. So just like we thought, to begin rearing an animal, you need to go and get a baby or an egg. These can be found in the world and or certain rare vendors. So to pick up a baby animal in the world, simply press the interaction button when you have it targeted. Eggs will hatch after a certain amount of time and produce live offspring, which will sit in your inventory. So that's pretty interesting the way they're doing it. There's not going to be any long drawn out taming mechanics like Ark Survival Evolved. You simply just go up to a baby creature and you pop it in your pocket. The baby animals will decay over time, so it's best to convert them to proper pets in animal pens unless you want to be a total monster and kill baby animals. So these are exactly the ones that are going to be available. You can have bears, hyenas, crocodiles, ostriches, jungle birds, rhinos, locusts, actual locusts as pets, rock noses, boars, gazelles, camels, shellbacks, spiders, big cats, lions, tigers, jaguars and wolves. That is pretty much every creature in the game. So there are going to be 3 different types of animal pens, basically different tiers. You're going to have iron, steel and hardened steel tiers of progression. Each can hold 5 animals, but the higher tier pens can hold higher tier quality animals. You also need to feed your animals to convert them. Animals enjoy different types of food. As an example, kappas enjoy plant fibres but much prefer oysters or shellfish. Wow, so they're going down that path. They're making it easier to get hold of the creatures initially, but you're still going to have to feed them the right types of food, like Ark Survival Evolved, where you have preferences. In Ark, you can feed most herbivore creatures berries and you can feed most carnivore creatures meat, but if you want better results and getting better levels, if you feed them their preferred food, you get better level creatures. The better, more appropriate food you use to rear your baby animal, the higher the chance of you getting better unique pets. As an example, a baby hyena can grow up to be a regular hyena, a striped hyena or a greater hyena. That's really interesting. I love the idea of it being a bit random. Maybe you really got to make sure you're feeding your pet the best food and you might get something really exclusive or really cool. Some animals share their favourite food, but most do not. Using animals. You can use animals in 2 ways, as combat companion or by having them in the pen. If you decide to use them as a combat companion pet, you simply select them in your inventory and you place them just like it is with the thralls. So they will follow you and they will attack enemy NPCs, and I have shown you this before, guys. There is a mod currently on PC which is pretty much what the game's going to do. You're going to have pets that you can simply place around you and they will follow you and be your combat companion. The post goes on to say that some of the creatures like camels are going to be better at transporting goods and loot since they have a higher inventory space than other pets. Keep in mind that they can't be used as mounts. If you keep your pets in their pens and continue giving them food, they will produce resources. Your animals can produce everything from dung and stone to crystals and other items, depending on what type of animal you're keeping. Tamed rock noses, for example, can be an extra source of iron ore. That is fantastic news. Can you imagine doing that, having a full art farm of rock noses? I can't wait to do some clickbait tutorial video just showing hundreds of pens with loads of rock noses in them producing ore and iron. That's going to be mental. Now it does say you are going to have to keep feeding your pets though, which you can do by putting food in the inventory. There'll also be a feeding trough you can use to automatically distribute food to pets. So literally ripping off the ARC system where you can do that. You don't have to always feed your pets by hand. You simply put it in a trough and the pets will eat from that trough. The post does carry on saying that, like I said, targeting August the 16th for a test live release of the pet system. Plus new dungeons, don't forget as well, part of the Jabal Sag new religion, new god, is some new dungeons. And they're making some changes to the combat system as well. So we still don't know exactly how it will work with the pets though. Are you going to have to go and activate Jabal Sag as a god? Are you going to have to go and speak to him or one of his disciples, one of his sons or some sort of priest before you can actually have that ability? I guess that's going to be all planned out or revealed when it goes live on the 16th. If you don't remember as well, they are working on combat changes to some of the bosses and some of the new creatures that are coming into the game, or new bosses I should say, making the area of effect damage a little bit better and just basically revamping some of the attacks of some of the creatures already in the game. It's good to see, it looks really cool, the animations look pretty decent, I really like the look of it. This is definitely a step in the right direction for Conan Exiles. I really do think they need this kind of content, and I think they need this content quite regularly to keep the game fresh and alive. It just doesn't have as much as its main competitor, Ark Survival Evolved. Once you've done the first run of the game and you've completed it the first time, there's not that many more reasons to carry on playing unless you're a PvP player. Regular content updates will keep this game fresh, keep it open, and you should expect stuff like this on online games nowadays. Anyone thinking that you shouldn't, it's lucky we're getting updates or anything, you're living in like old age century. Most games now, particularly games that pride themselves on being online server games, give you regular content. We've seen how it works with Battle Royale games, how their content comes forward, and we've seen from other games as well, survival games, that producing regular content, even if it's only themed events or if it's substantial changes or upgrades or updates, then it can really make a difference in keeping that game alive. Bear in mind, some of this content was talked about during early access and some of it was rumoured to have meant to have appeared during the early access period. So it's great we're getting it, but some of this stuff maybe could have launched with the full game. That would have been absolutely killer if they had. I think it really would have elevated the game. But definitely it's going to keep long-term fans of Conan Exiles happy. It's going to give me some fresh content and a reason to get back into Conan Exiles because I really just haven't been playing it. And it does seem like the pet system isn't going to be such a time sink as Ark Survival Evolved. If you've never played Ark or you don't really know too much about the taming aspects, it can take hours to tame a creature. Not only that, but when you're rearing the babies, that can also take hours, not even days sometimes. Particularly if you want to get full sort of stats on it or better stats. So I really like the idea that Conan are taking some elements of that, but they're not making it hopefully as time intensive. I guess the biggest criticism though is that there won't be any mounts. Now lots of you have been telling me in the comment section that the mount system, you heard Joel Bylos, the creator of Conan Exiles, talk about one of the problems with it was that basically the map wouldn't load up quick enough, and that as mounts were running through the land they would basically run into a piece of land that wasn't there and fall through the earth or fall through the game. And I have always said that before, it's a bit like Minecraft and chunks when you load into a Minecraft world sometimes and you used to come across somewhere that hadn't loaded in. It's the same sort of principle. Maybe it's a bit more different or complicated, but it's the same principle. But I still think that's a bit rubbish, considering when you take your player and you can put loads of speed in him, or if you cheat and go into admin mode, you can boost around the server no problem. I'm sure it will take a significant upheaval, and I'm sure it will take some significant tinkering around with the game and the engine to get it right if they can make mounts a thing. But it really would make this game, I think, for me, complete if they have mounts. The map is pretty small, really. Like, you can run across it quite, untouched as long as you boost the right stats and you've got some food and water. You can run across the whole of the map, more or less. But I still think just a couple of mounts, even if it was only horses and camels that you could actually ride, that would be really something unique. And you don't have to make them OP fast, just slightly faster than walking would be something, anything, and it'll just give another layer to put on top of the goodness that Conan Exiles has. You let me know what you think about mounts. Also let me know what you think about the pets. Are you excited about getting into the game? Are you waiting for this pet update so you can add some more? And how effective will it be? The thrall system is still needing a bit of work. It's not the most productive when you're taking on other players. And while it's good for base defences sometimes, it still again can be sort of glitched or abused by really smart players. So in a PvP aspect, having lots of pets around might just add to the protection of your bases, and of course when you're going out and doing raiding yourself, maybe bringing a few pets will cause some confusion. I can't imagine they're going to have anything where it's going to be directional, where you can make your pets choose a target and attack that one target. It's more a case of just them attacking creatures in their line of sight or in their area of effect. When we get any more information and full details about any of the stuff I spoke about today, I will do another video. And like I said, don't forget we've got the DLC launching today, which is the cosmetic items. Well, it's cosmetic DLC items. I will do a little live stream tonight doing a showcase showing you guys whether or not it's worth it for you to go and buy. We'll build something out of it and you can judge for yourself. I am Jade Plays Games for all the Conan Exiles update information, brand new content, and taking a look at all the new features that are coming. Make sure you got notifications turned on. Make sure you're liking and come and join Discord where we've got a Conan channel set up. I also run my own Conan Exiles server, currently only available for the PS4. If you're on the PS4 and you want to play on a Conan Exiles server, you can do so by supporting me on Patreon, or just by being a really loyal ratbag and talking a lot on comments and in Discord. So until next time, ratbags, I'll see you for another mini access show soon. Bye bye.